Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly and this is KelCav Beauty. This morning I am going to be bringing you along with me as I get ready for work. That's right, this is going to be a get ready with me for work edition. Ooh, I know, so exciting. But I thought that it would be a good idea to show you all what it looks like for me when I get ready in the morning, but what better way to do that than to actually be under pressure to get ready for work in the morning. Just to let you all know, let's do a time check. Show you all. It is currently 6:18. Yes, that is a.m. in the morning. So let's get going, you all. I don't want to be late for work. I do want to show you all real quick a couple things I'm going to be using this morning. Give you a little preview of what's to come. First of all, the eye palette that I'm going to be using this morning is going to be this one from Tarte. And this is the Tarte Tartelette Toasted. Say that 3 times fast, you all. The Tarte Tartelette Toasted palette. I wanted to use this one. Let me show this one to you. I wanted to use this one because I think that some of you may have got this for Christmas if you were good last year. You may have got this for Christmas. I know that Tarte had this in one of their Christmas specials in this past year. So I wanted to use that palette. Something else I'm going to be using that's new to me, it's a new to me product, is this eyebrow gel. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's their clear brow gel. Now, I know that doesn't seem very exciting to some of you, but I've really been using the same eyebrow gel ever since I upped my makeup game. I've been using the NYX Control Freak and wanted to try out something different this morning. So stay tuned if you're curious to see how that all works out. Stick with me and we'll put this all on. Something else we're going to talk about while I get ready this morning is we're going to talk about New Year goals. I'm going to start getting ready, you all. Again, I got to get ready for work here, so I'm going to keep talking and doing makeup. Starting with my concealer. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. I wear this in the shade Ivory. But we're going to talk a bit about some New Year's goals. I am a big goal-oriented person. I mean, I don't really make New Year's resolutions, but I set goals for myself for the year. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But first, let's talk about Christmas. We're now in the new year. Christmas is come and gone. The new year is here. Oh, how excited are we all about that, about the new year? We're in this new year and made it. Now, let's talk about Christmas. I don't know how it is for the rest of you all, wherever you're coming to me from. Here in Tennessee, though, we actually had a white Christmas. That's rare. In Tennessee, we do get a little bit of snow here, but we actually did get a white Christmas. So really excited about that. A lot of fun, although forgot how crazy it can be when it snows on Christmas and you're traveling to family. Next thing I'm going to put on you all is my foundation. And I'm going to be using this one from Milani. This is called their Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. This is a great drugstore purchase. You can get this foundation, I believe, less than $10. I want to say maybe even $9. I'll put that right down below here. I'll put that price in. But this is a great deal. Just realized, you all, though, I've not put my hair back. What a mess. Oh, boy. All right, hang on. Okay, let me start here, and then I'll do that next. See, I got to talking, and I forgot everything I need to do. Let's start with this half of my face, and then I'll put my hair up, and I'll do my forehead. Oh, anyway. So, I do like to apply this foundation with a sponge. I feel that this works best for the application method. I do have this sponge moistened. By the way, this is from Real Techniques. And because this is a thicker foundation, this does have a very thick texture, almost a mousse type texture. I do find this applies best with a sponge. So that's what I'm using to put this in. And I just kind of tap it in. Trying not to come under my eyes. I already have concealer on there, so I don't really want to put any more product on that section. All right, let me attempt to put my hair up. The reason I'm struggling is I've got foundation on my hand here. Don't want to get that in my hair. What a mess. All right, let's see here. See, these are the things. This is what we're doing in the morning, you all. There we go. There we go. Ah, crisis averted. Okay, let's do my forehead now. So, do a few dots up here And take my sponge and blend that in. Really like this foundation a lot though. It gives me a good coverage. I would say this is a medium to almost full coverage foundation, but it doesn't settle in lines. It doesn't accentuate any texture you have on your skin. So really like this product. Let me tell you all, Milani is just a great drugstore brand. I didn't really use them before, but since I've started getting a little more into my makeup, they're definitely a brand I've come to like a lot. All right, make sure I got that blended in up on the forehead. Got this one hair driving me crazy, wanting to pop out. Okay, got my foundation on. By the way, didn't tell you all, the shade I have that in, it is Creamy Natural. Creamy Natural, very good neutral color. Now, my powder, I'm going to be using this one from KVD. This is their Lock It Translucent Setting Powder. This is a small version, as you all can tell of that. By the way, I did not mention to you all before I started, I already had all of my lotion, my face moisturizer. I even had my primer on. But I just dab that. I don't use a lot of powder. I just dab that on my nose and around my cheeks here. Into my pore area. And that is really it. I don't wear a lot of powder. I have normal to dry skin. And especially right now, my skin is getting rather dry. Especially, I'm noticing in my chin area right here, getting some dry patches there. I actually, last night, put a little bit of Vaseline on there because it was getting pretty dry. All right. Now, once I have my base on, my face on, I like to put on a little bit of a gloss or lip balm because, again, my lips get dry. I like this one. This is by Buxom. And this is their full-on, let me turn it the right side, their full-on lip plumping polish. And I got to tell you all, I have this in the shade Kelly. Yes, that's right. That's my name. I'm a kid at heart. That is why I bought it, because it's my name. But it's a pretty color, but it does mainly, what I'm doing is getting a little moisture on my lips here. So, and there we go. Got a little moisture there. That helps. That helps a lot. All right, let's move in now and start coloring this face up a little bit. I'm looking probably a little pale right now. I'm going to start with my bronzer, and I'm using today this one by Marc Jacobs. This is their Omega bronzer. There's the color there. And this is in the shade Tantastic. You all, if you have not used this, number one, you can tell you got a huge palette here. But this has been on sale lately at Sephora, at least I know. I'll post that price down below. I want to say that I got it, I want to say $34. But again, I'll post that, which seems like a lot. I know it is definitely a high-end purchase, but you get so much product. I'll never use all this. And it did used to cost a lot more than that. Like, I'm thinking maybe over $50. So they have definitely reduced that price down a lot, and it's been reduced for a while now. So I think it's a great bronzer. Just gives me a little touch of color there. It does not have any shimmer to it. It's a matte color, so I really like that one a lot. Then let's put some color on the cheeks now, some peachy color. I'm going to be using this blush. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills again, and this is in their blush trio Peachy Love. That's a sweet little name, Peachy Love. Here's what that looks like. Really pretty peach colors. I really like this a lot. This is one of the first high-end blushes that I bought, and one of the reasons I bought it was I was getting 3 blushes here. Now, I'm going to be going into this middle one right here, and this is in the shade Ginger. And I do have to pinch my brush just a little bit, make sure I don't dip into those other colors, and I'm just going to put that up on my cheeks. Now, while I'm putting that on, you all, let's start talking about New Year's goals. I said I would talk about that. That's really the big thing for 2021. By the way, who isn't happy that it's 2021? I'll tell you all, I was never so excited as when I changed that date right there to 2021. And I know I'm not naive in thinking that we're out of the woods yet. I know we're not, and I know that a lot of people are still struggling. But there's just something about a new year and new beginnings and new starts and setting new goals for the year. I love it. I mean, I love January. I love December. I love Christmas, but I love January. and setting new goals. Okay, my highlight I'm going to use this morning. This is from Estate. And this highlight is in the shade Do Me. D-E-W Me, you all. Get your mind out of the gutter. So I put that up on the high points of my cheeks. So let's talk a little bit about my goals for the year. Probably my number one goal is going to be this channel, YouTube channel. And just working to improve it, getting my groove in YouTube and getting, seeing what kind of trend we like. I might even do more of these get ready with me for work. I kind of like this. Put a little highlighter down my nose here and in my Cupid bow. But I want to also emphasize that another thing with my YouTube is I want this to be something that's fun. If this starts to feel like a burden, something I'm not enjoying anymore, I just know myself. I won't stick with it. So I want to keep this fun, lighthearted, stick to one video a week. That's my goal. And just enjoy doing this and bringing some content to you all that I hope you all find useful. All right, let's get into my brows here. And I'm just taking a spoolie here and combing through those, getting them a little bit organized. And then I'll go in with my eyebrow pencil. The pencil I'm using this morning, this is my favorite, my tried and true right here. This is by L'Oreal. And this is the Brow Stylist Definer. I use this in the shade Light Brunette. This is honestly, you all, my favorite eyebrow pencil. Between high-end and drugstore. Couple reasons that I like this. It is a perfect shade match for me. And I just really like the way that it applies. It's hard to make mistakes with it. It doesn't go on too heavy. And I can just get a really nice definition with this. Okay, as I'm doing this, I know eyebrows are not the most exciting thing in the world. So let's move on to my next goal. I know everybody always has the goal, let's lose some weight this year. I have, I'm very lucky. A couple of years ago, I was able to lose some weight. I am one of those keto people. Now, don't leave me, you all. If you're anti-keto, please stay with me. This is not going to be a keto channel, but I am a big fan of keto. It has worked for me. I don't think it works for everybody. Everybody's got to do what works for them. But it is the diet that I have found works best for me. I do struggle a bit with sugar issues. I suspect I might be hypoglycemic. I've never been officially tested, but I do struggle with low blood sugar. And keto seems to be the best thing I found to help manage that and help me to maintain my weight. So my goal is to just keep on maintaining my weight loss. I have been able to keep my weight off for just about 2 years now. Now, I will admit to you all, over the Christmas break, I did indulge a little bit. I did have a few carbs. I know, don't tell the keto police. I did. I had a few carbs. I want to enjoy, it is the holidays. There are certain meals that family makes that they're nostalgic, that I want to enjoy. But then we all know that once you start indulging in carbs, it's hard to quit. So I do need to probably take a few pounds off, maybe 5 at the most. So, not bad. I can get that off pretty quickly. But then it's just maintaining that weight throughout the year is another goal of mine. And then finally, by the way, now this is the Anastasia Brow Gel. That's the applicator. Looks a lot like a mascara brush. And this is a clear gel. I do find I prefer a clear gel to set my brows with. I did try a colored one. There was a video I did. I'll post that up here if you guys are curious about it, where I talked about using a tinted eyebrow gel. It did not work for me. I really just like a clear gel. I really like a natural eyebrow look. I don't want to look like I've put my eyebrows on and make it look very obvious. I like it to look natural, but I also like it to look defined. Like that, I didn't really need a whole lot of that product, and that applied very nicely. My NYX Control Freak does tend to goop up a little bit. This did not, so keep trying that out. I think I'm going to like that a lot. So that was my eyebrow gel. All right, let's get into the palette, the eye palette. And again, I'm using this one by Tarte Tartelette Toasted. I said it fast. Here's again what that looks like. And I did not mention when I first showed this to you, but this is scented. Oh, it's really nice. It's kind of like a s'mores scent to it. It's got a chocolatey marshmallow scent to it. S'mores. Really, really nice scent. Let me show you what I'm going to go in with first. I'm going to do my transition, and I'm going to be using this shade right here. And that is in S'more. I know that seems like an awful light shade for my transition, but I am going to be using a darker color in my corner and blending that in, so it's okay if I start out light. So I'm just going to dip real lightly into that and then come up. Again, start a little bit higher than my natural crease so that when, you know, I do have hooded brows or hooded eyelids, like a lot of women my age do. And if I come right into my crease, it's going to hide what I just did. Let me come in and darken that up just a little bit. That really is a rather light shade. So we'll darken that a little bit. Okay, third resolution. No, not resolution, Kelly. Third goal. So my third goal for this year is to read a book a month. I love reading, but I tend to not make the time for it. Sorry, I'm hunting my brush while I'm talking. I tend to not make the time for it. By the way, let's come talk about my makeup again. I'm going to be using that shade in my corner. That is called Fireside. And I'm just going to start out real light, and then we might build that up a little bit. And I just come right into the corner and come up a little bit into my lid here. Reading. One book a month. And I know for some of you that might not seem like a lot. Some of you are like, Kelly, I read like 2 or 3 books a month. But the thing is, I don't make the time for it. And especially now where I've got my YouTube going, I do like to crochet. I got about 3 crochet projects going on. And I don't make that time for reading. But I really enjoy it. I do find that it relaxes me, especially in the evening. So I'm going to make a goal that at least every few evenings, I read for the last hour of the night. Now, guys, what I'm doing now is I'm just taking that color that I put in my corner and I'm starting to blend that in a bit into my crease. And I don't come all the way across my lid. I just come about halfway across there, blending that in. That way that doesn't look quite so stark. And that starts to blend that color all together. So I don't know what book. I take that back. I think I know what I'm going to start reading. I started a new series on Netflix. Stay tuned. I'll tell you what it is in a minute. Let me show you what I'm going to do next. Next, I'm going to do my lid shimmer. I'm going to be using this shade right here. Hopefully that's showing up. Shade right there. I'm going to be using that shade, and that is Sunset. I like the names in this one. Really pretty. Okay. I started a new Netflix series called Bridgerton. Some of you all may have heard of it. It's kind of a timepiece. I'm a big fan of historical type movies, series, books like that. I was a huge Downton Abbey fan. Still am. I don't want to say I'm not a fan anymore, but when it was on, oh, you all, I was big into Downton Abbey. Loved it. Really loved things like that. Loved the Jane Austen movies, Pride and Prejudice, the one with Colin Firth. Loved those kind of things. Let me come back to the makeup. This is what I'm going to put in my inner shimmer. This light, pretty color right here. This is called Candle. I'm going to put that in the inner lid. So, saw previews for this Bridgerton series. Started watching it, and it is good. Now, it is TV mature. Mom and Dad probably don't want to watch it. But it is really good. I've been enjoying it. I've got about 2 episodes to go. At the time I'm filming this, I got about 2 episodes to go. But I found out that it's based on a series of books. So that might be the book that I read. I got to see if I can download it on my Kindle and read that one. But that might be the first book I read. I'll keep you all up to date on that. If you're curious, I'm always looking for book suggestions. So if you're looking for a book suggestion, I'll let you know if I do read that and how it works out. What I'm going to do next, you all, I'm coming back in with that color that I did in my corner, that Fireside, and I'm just going to block that in a little bit, because now that I've done my shimmer, I can always tell I need just a little bit more in that corner there. So I call it blocking it in, because I just kind of tap that right into the corner. Let me do a little more. That came out a little darker. I'll do that, and then I come in with a blending brush, and I just put that, I don't blend that in all. What I do is I just set it right on top and kind of wiggle the brush to blend that in. That way it doesn't look so stark, but it defines that corner. Oh yeah, that looks really pretty. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. But I do find that reading, especially if I do it for the last hour before bed, what I'll do is I'll get ready for bed, I get my jammies, I wash my face, brush my teeth, everything, all the things you do before bed. And then I'll get into bed and I'll read for an hour. And I do not look at my phone again. I disconnect from all social media altogether and just read. And that unwinds me. And I just find that I'm relaxed and I sleep better if I do that. All right, let's get back to the makeup. Y'all, I'm going to be late for work if I keep talking. I'm going to be using this liner. This is my Pixie. This is in the shade Bronze Beam, one of my favorite eyeliners. And I'm just going to come right in above the eyelash here. I don't like to put on a whole lot of eyeliner because I don't have a whole lot of lid space where I have the hooded lids. But I just like to define that eye a little bit. So it's very subtle. And I really like this Bronze Beam a lot. It's not too dark of a shade. Just gives me a little bit of definition there along that eyelash line. So those are my goals. I tend to always set 3 goals. I have to admit, you all, 3 is my favorite number. Y'all might have noticed that in some of my talks. 3 is my favorite number. And I just tend to do 3 goals for the year. I try to make them very attainable, but something that I know is going to help me improve in my daily activities, in my life. And those are them. So YouTube, weight, books. I mean, what else can you do there? What better way? Okay, that was my eyeliner. My mascara, I'm going to be using this one by L'Oreal. This is the Voluminous Lash Paradise. I have this in the shade Black Brown. This is one of my favorite mascaras. It gives me good volume. It defines my lashes, but I don't get the raccoon eyes. It doesn't transfer to my lower lid here, which I really try to avoid. I do have some baggy under eyes. You all can probably tell that. And so I really try to not accentuate that area. That's why I don't put any makeup on under my eyes. I don't do liner. I'm not saying that you can't do that. A lot of people do. It looks very pretty. I just personally avoid it, again, because I do have some baggy textured under eyes. And I try not to accentuate that. I really try to work on this upper lid, trying to get attention away from the under the eye there. So I start out with my mascara with 1 coat. So I really need to get a new bottle of this. I've had this one for a while. I love it though. The longer you have it, the thicker the formula gets and the better it applies. But I can tell I'm running out. It's hard for me to get more product on this brush. So I'm gonna have to get to the store soon. So that's 1 coat. Now let's do 1 more. I always do 2 coats of this. I dipped back into the bottle and I will put on 1 more coat. Oh, I just love how that ends up looking. Really defines those lashes, thickens them up. But again, doesn't flake. I don't get those raccoon eyes. And there we go. There's that mascara. All right. Next thing, almost done here. I do like to use a setting spray. And I'm going to be using this one by Urban Decay. This is their all-nighter makeup setting spray. And what I'll do is, of course, I'll shake the bottle up a bit. I do about 5 squirts of this. I'll start down the middle of my face, come out to the edges, and then work back in. So it normally ends up being about 5 squirts. I've never done this on camera before, so it'll be interesting to see what this looks like, especially when I'm editing. All right, so I'm just going to close my eyes lightly. I don't want that mascara to transfer down, but I start. That's it. Then, before I open my eyes, I want it to dry a bit, and I kind of take my hand and fan it a little bit. I really like setting spray a lot, though. Number 1, it helps my makeup to last. But number 2, I feel like it kind of helps to blend everything, especially if I've used a little bit heavier foundation like I did this morning. I feel like that blends that all in very well. It doesn't make my makeup look quite so heavy because I really do like a natural look. I don't want to look very heavily made up. All right, guys, last thing is lipstick. For my lipstick, I'm going to be using this one by NYX. This is their Suede Matte Lipstick. I love these lipsticks. I've got a few of these shades. These are matte, but they are not drying at all. I love these Suede lipsticks by them. Here's what they look like. Now you can tell I've used this one a bit. This is in the shade Free Spirit. So I'm going to put that on. There we go. Very pretty neutral color. And you can tell this is a very neutral eye look I've gone with today. Then I'm going to do my liner, and I'm using my MAC Whirl, my favorite lip liner. I use this all the time. And I do like to put my liner on after I've applied my lipstick. I just feel like, especially with these MACs, they're a little drier texture. I feel like it goes on better if I have already got my lipstick on. So I just come in. And this just helps the lipstick stay in place. Now I'm going to put on a gloss. This is a gloss. I got this in an Ipsy bag a while ago. This is from, I believe, Belle and Argent. Their Lip Lure, I don't know, gloss. I believe this is in the shade So Jealous. I tried to look this up, and because the name is worn off of this, if it was ever even on there. What I'll do when I put my gloss on is I just put it on the middle section of my lips, right here. Rub that in. And come up there. And that, again, that just helps to, again, add a little bit of plumpness to the lips. All right, guys, let me take my hair down and let's take a final look at this. By the way, while I'm doing this, I'll inject a picture here. Here's my finished look, all dressed, ready to go to work. Give you an idea of how that looks. Okay, and there we go. Let's take a look. There's my eyes. Really love that Tarte Tartelette palette. And there's the final look. All right, guys, let's take a look at the time. How did I do? It is 6:46. Now, it normally doesn't take me half an hour to do my makeup. Of course, you all know you made me talk a lot, but I did really do a great job here getting ready for work. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up down below, and I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. Now, let's get to work.